Hello, Prep Careers students. Today is Tuesday, August 18th, and we are going to talk about apparel workers, auto body repairs and helpers, and bricklayers and stonemasons. So first, apparel workers. Apparel workers. These workers make clothing and other household items. This job outlook is a 1-star. And remember, yesterday I described what a 1-star means. Apparel workers have many titles depending on what they do. These include pattern makers, those who make patterns used for cutting cloth, markers and layout workers who lay out the cloth and mark it for cutting, hand cutters and cutting machines, machine operators who cut the cloth, sewing machine operators and hand sewers who sew the cloth, trimmers who take off loose thread and lint, pressers who take out the wrinkles by ironing items, tailors, those who make and alter clothing for customers. Apparel workers may be employed by factories, stores, laundries, or dry cleaners. Many tailors are self-employed. The personal skills and knowledge for this job, you have to be able to operate tools and equipment properly and safely and have basic math skills. Physical needs are dexterity. You have to be able to have good hand-eye coordination and do things that are very detailed. You have to have mobility, be able to do the same type of work for a long, that's stamina, sorry. Mobility, you have to be able to move around and get around. You have to have good vision for all the details of all the stitches and the patterns and the cutting. And you have to have stamina. You have to be able to work at the same type of job for a long period of time. The working conditions, apparel workers do the same things over and over. New factories are usually comfortable workplaces. Older factories may not be heated or cooled. Where machines are used, the work is noisy, so it'll be loud. Workers must be careful to avoid cuts and needle sticks. Most apparel workers have 40-hour weeks, Monday through Friday. Some apparel companies have more shifts. Retail stores, laundries, and dry cleaners may have evenings and weekend shifts. Starting out and moving up. A high school diploma may be required. Workers are trained on the job. Some skills take only days to learn. Others may take 1 year or more. Apparel workers start out as helpers and move up. As they get experience, these workers take on harder duties. Some workers may move up to the first line supervisors. Most advance to more skilled operators. Here is some information on an apparel worker. Here's a video on a woman who is in the apparel business. So you will see some of the tasks that an apparel worker must participate in.
Nora Bannerman Abbott started her fashion company in 1980, 35 years ago. Fads may come and go, but Bannerman Abbott has found that finding skilled workers to make patterns, cut cloth, and sew garments is a trend that hasn't gone out of style. And although she's made the contacts that have kept her business growing, she's struggled to meet the demand, until now.
We came into contact with a major buyer with huge orders for 200,000 pieces of polo shirts per month. And we realized that Sleeve Garments Export Limited did not have the capacity at the time to produce that. We didn't have sufficient skilled workers, so we approached the Skills Development Fund.
Supported in part by the World Bank, the Government of Ghana and other partners, a grant from the Ghana Skills Development Fund has helped Bannerman Abbott and entrepreneurs like her expand their businesses, create jobs, and stimulate their local economies. With her eye on the long-term success of her business and the Ghanaian fashion industry, Bannerman Abbott is fully invested in training the workforce of the future.
You know, people will always need clothing. They'll always need uniforms. It's a huge global market, and we have access to that because, you know, companies such as Lee Garments Export Limited has had access to a lot of international buyers. We've attended international shows. And having support, I mean, truly having support from the Skills Development Fund, you know, it gives us that confidence to just keep on doing that because getting skilled labor is truly a major challenge.
The next job that we are going to talk about is the auto body repairers and helpers. Auto body repairers and helpers, these workers fix the bodies of machines like cars, trucks, and buses. The job outlook is 2 stars. Auto body repairers and their helpers have many tasks. They remove badly damaged parts, put on new parts, pull out and smooth dents, fill in dents that cannot be worked out, file and sand finished work. In large shops, workers may do only one-of-a-kind repairs, such as fixing frames. Repairers use tools and machines to fix auto bodies. They may have to use heat or chemicals to make repairs. Some auto body repairers also put in new glass windows. Others may paint the finished cars. Helpers begin by taking damaged parts off and putting on the new or fixed parts. The personal skills and knowledge, you need to know how to operate tools and equipment, and you also have to have basic math skills. The physical needs, you have to have strength, you have to be strong, maybe lifting heavy things. Dexterity, you have to be able to have good hand-eye coordination, including using your hands to do detailed work. Mobility, that's getting up and moving around. Good vision, you have to be able to see the details that you're fixing on the cars, the buses, the trucks. And stamina, you have to be able to do the job for an extended period of time, over and over. Working conditions, these workers are on their feet all day. They may spend all their time bending and reaching. They work in shops that are noisy and dirty. Shops must be well ventilated to get rid of dust and paint fumes. Many shops are not heated or cooled. Workers must be careful not to cut or burn themselves. They must know the safe way to use power tools. They may need to wear safety clothing for protection. This can include goggles, masks, and earplugs. Most auto body repairers and helpers work a 40-hour week, Monday through Friday. People who run their own shops may work much longer hours. Starting out and moving up. Auto body helpers may work part-time while still in school. Full-time workers usually need a high school diploma. Auto body repairers learn this trade on the job as helpers and in training classes. Formal training is becoming a requirement more often. It usually takes 3 to 4 years to learn the skills needed by auto body repairers. As auto body repairers learn and take on more duties, their pay goes up. Experienced repairers can move up to shop supervisor. Some repairers become damage appraisers for insurance companies. Workers who want to own their own shop need training in how to run a business. Now we're going to watch a video on a career in auto collision repair.
You pay in time. You pay in grit. You pay in dedication.
I'm Riley Lowesley, I'm 16 and we're looking at collision repair. What interests me about the collision repair industry is working with your hands, seeing the results of all the work that you do. I'm definitely looking forward to this.
Accidents happen, and it's the job of an automotive collision repair technician to fix up the damage. Riley is off to Perfect Auto Body Limited in Christchurch to meet owner and MD Wayne Houghton.
Hey Riley, welcome to Perfect Auto Body. Got a lot lined up for you the next couple of days. Come on through and let's have a look.
Wayne started in the repair business straight out of school, and at the early age of 23 bought the business he was working for. He's been running the company ever since.
There's never really a dull moment in this industry. No two accidents are the same. You're always dealing with something new and exciting, and the technology that we're using today is far beyond what most people actually understand and think that we're actually using. This is the panel shop. It's the overall workshop. This side here we have the panel shop bays. Each of the tradesmen have their own work area, and the tool boards are duplicated, so everyone knows that the tool boards have the same product on in the same areas. So that's the general panel shop, and down this end where more of the structural work is done. And they're all responsible for keeping their own areas nice and tidy, and that's a really important part of the industry, of keeping your work bays tidy. It reflects on how they work on the jobs, and it reflects on the end product when the car comes out the other side for the customer.
Before any car can be fixed, a thorough assessment of the damage is done.
The insurance company would have the car picked up by a tow truck, towed into their salvage yard, at which time we'd get the call to come and have a look at the car and determine whether it's going to be repairable.
Photos are taken to record the damage and help the research for the specialised parts.
This is a modern car, and they're using modern technology and different types of steels and materials. So it's really important that we also know the repair method for the job.
Production manager Martin Lane shows Riley a job that's just come in.
What we've got here is quite a major smash. There's extensive damage, it's been down the bank. Got some underbody damage as well. We look up here on the plastic work, we can see that we've got some broken plastic. The exhaust, we can see that it's buckled and out of shape.
Attention to the smallest detail is a big part of the job.
So this is looking like it's going to be quite an expensive job.
It is, there's a substantial amount of damage. It could be more than $5,000 worth of damage. We're not really going to know until we price all those parts out.
The career path for a young person coming into this industry now is probably far greater than it ever used to be. Of course, you go from an apprenticeship, getting through your apprenticeship training to become a tradesman, and from there you can branch into specialisation in specific vehicles. You may decide that you like restoration style work, or you may particularly like the collision repair side.
This Nissan has just been checked in with damage to the front bumper, and Riley is going to follow through the process to fix it up.
We can see the obvious damages here on this corner, but the client has also said to us that there's some damage on the other side. So we need to look at the whole bar.
Apprentice Daniel Bunns has been given the job to put right the polypropylene bumper.
Throw it up on this trestle.
Modern motor cars are built way differently from what they were 10 years ago or even 5 years ago. For a young person to start learning that, it's quite onerous. There's a big learning curve for them. 10, 15, 20 years ago, we were generally dealing with materials that were just the same thing day in and day out. But now you have model-specific repair techniques, you have manufacturer-specific repair techniques, so there's a lot to learn in terms of the technology that we're dealing with.
The tear's being fixed by welding plastic to the split, and there's a deformed area which needs to be straightened with a heat gun.
Pretty much, or you just, with your gloves on of course, straighten her up.
The bumper is sanded to soften, or what's called feather, the edges of the existing paint. Then it's off to the paint shop to finish it off. For apprentice Daniel, it's another job nearly done, and a job that he really enjoys.
What sort of support and help have you had along the way?
The support of your workmates and managers obviously is a big one, as well as the Mito guys that come around and sort out your apprenticeship. That's good.
Today's a pretty special day. Daniel's just completed 3 years of training.
Congratulations on the first step of your career as an automotive collision repair technician.
Thanks a lot.
Training is ongoing. There's always new technology to learn.
Well, Riley, what we're going to do here is we're going to measure a car that's sustained a substantial amount of damage in the front. We use a car aligner system, which is a chassis straightening system and a measuring system all in one.
The software is programmed to know the precise dimensions of the car. If the chassis has been twisted, the software logs the damage.
We've found that it's got a bent chassis, so we're now going to bring the pulling arm up to the machine, set it up and give it a pull to correct the damage that's been sustained.
The pulling arm stretches the chassis back into alignment, and measurements are taken once again.
We can now produce a form, a printed form that shows of what we've done in the area that we've repaired.
While technology is important, traditional skills like panel beating remain part of the job.
This is the action that we're using. Okay, this here. So bring your dolly underneath your panel. And when you're hitting the dolly, you'll hear the sound of the dolly underneath. That's it. See that sound? That means you're hitting it directly on the dolly.
I think if you're really keen on cars, the person that becomes a trainee in an industry like this, if they have a passion for that, they get to touch them all day and every day. And with the technology that we're dealing with now, it's not boring anymore. The exponential increase of technology in this industry is phenomenal.
It's looking good, Riley. So how have you shaped up?
Riley's done really well. He's really keen, he's really motivated, he's really interested in the technology that we have here in Perfect Auto Body, and you know, he gets to see what the other guys are doing and to what level he can actually aspire to. So yeah, I think he'll make it. I think he's got the right attitude.
It's been a great experience here. I've got a great team, and I can definitely see myself working with collision repair sometime in the future.
So that was information on auto body repairers and helpers. So hope that gives you a better idea of that job. The bricklayers and stonemasons is the next job we are going to look at. Bricklayers and stonemasons. These workers build things like walls, chimneys, and floors. The job outlook is 3 stars. Bricklayers use articles like bricks and concrete to build walls, chimneys, and floors. Stonemasons build things out of stone. Workers who start out as helpers are also called hod carriers. They carry materials, set up and move scaffolds, mix mortar, a thick paste used to lay brick and stones, spread mortar, lay bricks or stones. Skilled craft workers show helpers how to use blueprints, cut and size bricks and stones, make joints and corners, and finish walls or floors with bricks or stones. Hod carriers are helpers for these workers. Refractory masons are bricklayers who specialize in industrial jobs. Those would be like big jobs like building schools or factories or office buildings. The personal skills and knowledge, you have to be able to work with the public. You have to operate tools and equipment. You have to have basic math skills. You have to have strength, dexterity, mobility, good vision, and stamina. Working conditions. These workers usually work outdoors when the weather is good. They stand and bend for long periods of time. They often have to lift heavy things. They must be careful not to fall from ladders or scaffolds. Workers must be careful not to hurt themselves with their tools. This work is seasonal. It cannot be done in bad weather. Bricklayers and stonemasons usually work long hours during the busy season. About 1 out of every 4 bricklayers and stonemasons is self-employed. Means they work for themselves. Starting out and moving up. A high school diploma is not usually required. Most of these workers learn their skills on the job. It takes more than 3 years to become a skilled craft person in this trade. Apprenticeship programs are available. These workers start out as helpers and move up. With traditional training, brick masons and stonemasons can move up to supervisor jobs. Others move into closely related areas, such as construction management or building inspection. Workers who want their own company need training in how to run a business. Here's a video on stonemasons.
My name is Matt, and I am a stonemason. A stonemason is one of the oldest trades known to man. We cut and shape stones to fit into wall assemblies and for decorative pieces. A stonemason fits into the construction process after the framers have left to clad the building in stone to make the walls strong and to look good. What makes my job exciting is because I get to go in every day and do different things, work with different people, and work with different materials. I knew I'd be good at this job because I enjoy working with my hands and I enjoy working outside and I enjoy being able to see what I've finished at the end of the day and get a sense of appreciation. I learned the skills to be a stonemason through my various employers and also here at the training center. Some of my daily tasks include cutting, shaping stone, laying bond out, and also gauging for mortar joint size. A stonemason is a good living because you have the opportunity to make lots of money, good benefits, and the opportunity to advance to possibly even start your own company. In order to succeed as a stonemason, you have to be open-minded and you also have to be observant, whether it be in the field or in class.
So those are the 3 jobs that we are going to talk about today. And then tomorrow you will learn the next 3 jobs within this area of construction, production, mechanics, and repairs.